Welcome to IAS Academy. Prior to the 2023 preliminary exam, we will cover 15 questions daily in a video. So, let's start our session. Our first question is, consider the following languages: Gujarati, Kannada, Telugu. Which of the above have been declared as classical languages by government? The answer to this question is option C, that is Kannada and Telugu. The Ministry of Culture provides the guidelines regarding classical languages. Currently, there are 6 languages that enjoy classical status in India. Tamil, which is declared in 2004, Sanskrit in 2005, Kannada and Telugu in 2008, Malayalam in 2013 and Odia in 2014. All the classical languages are listed in the 8th schedule of the Constitution. So, here answer to this question is option C. Question number 2. The Radcliff Committee was appointed to. The answer to this question is option C. Delimit the boundaries between India and Pakistan. Sir Cyril Radcliffe was made the chairman of 2 border commissions, one each for Bengal and Punjab in June 1947. Each commission had 5 members. Sir Cyril, 2 members nominated by Muslim League and 2 members nominated by Congress Party. Sir Cyril was asked to complete the demarcation by 15th August, but the final result was published only on the 17th. This borderline is today the international boundary between India and Pakistan on the western side and between India and Bangladesh on the eastern side. Sir Cyril was a neutral man in the eyes of British and he could not be partial either India or Pakistan as he had no prior knowledge about India or the conditions here. This was one of the reasons behind his appointment. So, her answer to this question is option C. Question number 3. Consider the following. Bats, bears, rodents. The phenomenon of hibernation can be observed in which of the above kinds of animals? The answer to this question is option C, all the above. Hibernation is a way for many creatures from butterflies to bats to survive cold dark winters without having to forage for food or migrate to somewhere warmer. Instead, they turn down their metabolism to save energy. Normally, polar bears, rodents and bats are some animals that show hibernation. In hibernation, the body temperature is lowered and breathing and heart rate slow down. It protects animals from cold and reduces the need for food during the season when food is scarce. In short, hibernation or winter sleep is a state of inactivity or low metabolic process animals perform during winter. Estivation or summer sleep, on the other hand, is the low metabolic process by the animals during summer. So, here answer to this question is option C. Question number 4. With reference to technology for solar power production, consider the following statements. Photovoltaics is a technology that generates electricity by direct conversion of light into electricity, while solar thermal is a technology that utilizes the sun's rays to generate heat, which is further used in electricity generation process. That is correct. Photovoltaic generates AC, while solar thermal generates DC. That is incorrect. Both produce DC. India has manufacturing base for solar thermal technology but not for photovoltaics. That is incorrect. India has manufacturing base for both solar thermal technology and photovoltaics. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? The answer to this question is option A. Statement 1 only is correct. Photovoltaic technology is more commonly known as solar panels, generate power using devices that absorb energy from sunlight and convert it into electrical energy through semiconducting materials. Solar thermal power systems collect and concentrate sunlight to produce the high temperature heat needed to generate electricity. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Both photovoltaic cells and solar thermal generate DC, and India has a manufacturing base for photovoltaics as well as solar thermal technology. Hence, statement 2 and 3 are incorrect. So, your answer to this question is option. Question number 5. With reference to a grouping of countries known as BRICS, consider the following statements. The first summit of BRICS was held in Rio de Janeiro in 2009. That is incorrect. It was held in Russia. South Africa was the last to join the BRICS grouping. That is correct. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? The answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. BRICS is an acronym for the grouping of the world's leading emerging economies, namely Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. The grouping was formalized during the first meeting of BRICS foreign ministers in 2006. On the Russian initiative on 16 June 2009, at Yekaterinburg, that is in Russia, hosted the first BRICS summit. Hence, statement 1 is incorrect. South Africa was invited to join BRICS in December 2010, after which the group adopted the acronym BRICS. Hence, statement 2 is correct. So, your answer to this question is option B. Question number 6. Which of the following phenomena might have influenced evolution of organisms? Continental drift, Glacial cycle. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Okay, answer to this question is option C. Both are correct. The continental drift must have moved some animals from one continent to others and few getting stuck in the same place, which must have influenced evolution. Glacial cycles would affect evolution as many might not be able to tolerate extreme cold and would have extincted. The rise in sea level due to glacial melt also might have affected the evolution of organisms. According to Wagner's continental drift theory, all the continents were one single continental mass called supercontinent, Pangaea, and a mega ocean surrounded this supercontinent. Pangaea first split into two big continental masses known as Gondwana land and Laurasia, forming the southern and northern modules respectively. Later, Gondwana land and Laurasia continued to break into several small continents that exist today. Hence, the answer to this question is option C. Question number 7. Which one of the following pairs of islands is separated from each other by the 10-degree channel? Options are Andaman and Nicobar, Nicobar and Sumatra, Maldives and Lakshadweep, Sumatra and Java. The answer to this question is option A, Andaman and Nicobar. The 10-degree channel is a channel that separates the Andaman Islands and Nicobar Islands from each other in Bay of Bengal. The entire group of islands is divided into two broad categories, the Andaman in the north and the Nicobar in the south. They are separated by a water body which is called 10-degree channel. It is so named as it lies on the 10-degree line of latitude north of the equator. So your answer to this question is option A. Number 8. Consider the following pairs. Damba Tiger Reserve, Mizoram, that is correct. Gumti Wildlife Sanctuary, Sikkim, that is incorrect. Gumti Wildlife Sanctuary is in Tripura. Saramati Peak, Nagaland, that is correct. Which of the above pairs is or are correctly matched? The answer to this question is option C, 1 and 3. Dampa Tiger Reserve is in western Mizoram. It is not easily accessible unlike other parks where you can ride on a four-wheeler, but one has to walk through the forest if one wishes to sight animals. Gumti Wildlife Sanctuary is in Tripura. One of the landmarks of the sanctuary is Lake Dambar, which has attracted around 17 migratory bird species and 126 native bird species in the cold winters until the number of bird visits has declined significantly in the recent years. Saramati is a peak rising above the surrounding peaks at the mountainous border of Nagaland state and the Sajin region of Myanmar. So your answer to this question is option C. Question number 9. Other than poaching, what are the possible reasons for decline in the population of Ganges River dolphins? Options are construction of dams and barrages on rivers, increase in the population of crocodiles in rivers, getting trapped in fishing nets accidentally, use of synthetic fertilizers and other agricultural chemicals in crop fields in the vicinity of rivers. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. The answer to this question is option C. 1, 3 and 4 are correct. Here option 2 is incorrect because crocodile population has nothing to do with the decline in population of dolphins. It is human activities that are mainly responsible. Except 2, all other options are related to human activities. So the correct answer is option C. Ganges River dolphins live in Ganges, Brahmaputra, Meghna and Karnafuli Sanghu river systems of Nepal, India and Bangladesh. The Ganges River dolphin can only live in fresh water and is essentially blind. They hunt by emitting ultrasonic sounds which bounces off fish and other prey, enabling them to see an image in their mind. They are also called susu. The possible threat for Ganges River dolphins are bycatch, pollution and dams. These dolphins and people both favor areas of river where fish are plentiful and the water current is lower. This has led to fewer fish for people and more dolphins dying as a result of accidentally being caught in fishing nets, also known as bycatch. Industrial, agricultural and human pollution is another serious cause for habitat degradation of these dolphins. Construction of dams and other irrigation related projects make them susceptible to inbreeding and more vulnerable to other threats because they cannot move to new areas. Dolphins below a dam are threatened by heavy pollution, increased fishing activities and vessel traffic. They also have less food because dams disturb the migration, breeding cycles and habitat of fish and other prey. Number 10. If a wetland of international importance is brought under the Montreal record, what does it imply? Options are changes in ecological character have occurred, are occurring or likely to occur in the wetland as a result of human interference. That is correct. So your answer to this question is option A. Montreal's record under the Ramsar Convention is a register of wetland sites on the list of wetlands of international importance where changes in ecological character have occurred, are occurring, or are likely to occur as a result of technological development, pollution, or other human interference. It is maintained as part of the Ramsar list. So, here answer to this question is option A. Question number 11. With reference to Bombay Natural History Society, consider the following statements. It's an autonomous organization under Ministry of Environment and Forest. That is incorrect. It's an NGO. It strives to conserve nature through action-based research, education, and public awareness. That is correct. It organizes and conducts nature trails and camps for the general public. That is correct. Which of the statement given above is or are correct? The answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 and 3 are correct. Bombay Natural History Society, a pan-India wildlife research organization, has been promoting the cause of nature conservation since 1883. BNHS is one of the largest NGO in India engaged in conservation and biodiversity research. BNHS is the partner of Wetland International in India. It has been designated as a scientific and industrial research organization by the Department of Science and Technology. BNHS mission include conservation of nature, primarily biological diversity, through action based on research, education, and public awareness. So, your answer to this question is option B. Question number 12. With reference to Global Environment Facility, which of the following statement is or are correct? It serves as financial mechanism for Convention on Biological Diversity and UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. That is correct. It undertakes scientific research on environmental issues at global level. It is incorrect. It serves as part of financial mechanism. It's an agency under OECD. That is incorrect. It's an independently operating financial organization. So, your answer to this question is option A. Global Environment Facility was the financial mechanism for Convention on Biological Diversity and UNFCCC in 1984. Hence, option A is correct. It's a family of funds dedicated to confronting biodiversity loss, climate change, pollution, and strains on land and ocean health. Its grants, blended financing, and policy supports help developing countries address their biggest environmental priorities and adhere to international environmental conventions. Over the past 3 decades, it has provided more than $22 billion and mobilized $120 billion in co-financing for more than 5,000 national and regional projects. During its early years, countries implemented activities with the support of 3 agencies, namely World Bank, UNDP, and UNEP. GF partners with 185 countries and 18 agencies, as well as civil society organizations, indigenous people, and the private sector. So, your answer to this question is option A. Question number 13. With reference to a conservation organization called Wetland International, which of the following statement is or are correct? It's an intergovernmental organization formed by countries which are signatories to Ramsar Convention. That is incorrect. It's an NGO. It works at a field level to develop and mobilize knowledge and use the practical experience to advocate for better policies. That is correct. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Here, answer to this question is option B. Statement 2 only is correct. Wetland International is the only global non-profit organization, that is NGO, dedicated to the conservation and restoration of wetlands such as lakes, marshes, and rivers. It's a science-based partner working with civil society, government, and the private sector to enable wetland conservation and restoration. Wetland International works through field projects, research, and partnership. A wide variety of specialists and volunteers are also involved in its work. So, your answer to this question is option D. Question number 14. Brominated flame retardants are used in many household products like mattress and upholstery. Why is there some concerns about their use? Options are: they are highly resistant to degradation in the environment. That is correct. They are able to accumulate in humans and animals. That is also correct. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. Here, answer to this question is option C. Both the statements are correct. Brominated flame retardants or BFRs are mixtures of man-made chemicals that are added to a wide variety of products, including for industrial use, to make them less flammable. They are used commonly in plastics, textiles, and electrical or electronic equipment. There are 5 main classes of BFRs. These classes have been marketed as technical mixtures under different commercial brands. In the European Union, the use of certain BFRs is banned or restricted. However, due to their persistence in the environment, there are still concerns about the risk these chemicals pose to public health. BFR-treated products, whether in use or waste, leach these particles into the environment and contaminate the air, soil, and water. These contaminants may then enter the food chain, where they mainly occur in food of animal origin such as fish, meat, milk, and derived products. So, your answer to this question is option C. Question number 15. Consider the following pairs. Drought-prone area program, implemented by Ministry of Agriculture. That is incorrect. Desert Development Program implemented by Ministry of Environment and Forest. That is incorrect. National Watershed Development Project for Rainfed Areas implemented by Ministry of Rural Development. That is incorrect. Which of the above pairs is or are correctly matched? The answer to this question is option D. None of the pairs are correctly matched. Drought-prone area program and desert development program are managed by Department of Land Resources under Ministry of Rural Development. National Watershed Development Project for Rainfed Areas issued by Department of Agriculture and Cooperation under Ministry of Agriculture. Hence, all the pairs are incorrect. The basic objective of drought-prone area program is to minimize the adverse effect of drought on production of crops and livestock and productivity of land, water and human resources, ultimately leading to drought-proofing of the affected areas. The basic objective of the desert development program is to minimize the adverse effect of drought and control desertification through rejuvenation of natural resources base of the identified desert areas. National Watershed Development Project for Rainfed Areas is a special central assistance program for the benefit of cultivators' families living below poverty line. So, your answer to this question is option D. So, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. We will continue with the next set tomorrow.